Hi, my beautiful friend. Danielle Lynn, the Soul Alchemist here, sitting outside with Charlie in the back. Hi, Charlie. Good boy. So, we're sitting out here today to enjoy a little bit of this beautiful day, but to also talk a little bit about why it's okay to let people go from your life if it's time for you or them to move on. Now, I feel this is a really important topic to talk about because we create so many fundamental relationships in our lives. And, the funny thing is when I was growing up, it was actually really hard for me to let people go from my life. I actually had this intention originally that, once you were my friend, you were my friend for life. I would never let you go. You would always be with me. And this was a very loving thought, from my perspective at first, but it ended up being this very detrimental way to look at life. And I'll explain a little bit as we go. So, obviously, when we make a connection with people in our lives, we want so much for it to all work out, whether they're friends or relationships. We get so excited. We build these beautiful memories together. And, at some point or another, we have our challenges in the relationship, whether it's a friendship or romantic one, and we move through them however feels aligned in the moment. But sometimes in a relationship, you'll come to a point when it seems like things are no longer meshing in the aligned way. And obviously, it's really easy to spot things like, well, this person is being very destructive to me or treating me poorly or being, upset with me. But there are other reasons why you might not hang around with a person anymore. And it might be so simple as their goals and perceptions are not aligned with and uplifting you with your goals and perceptions. Now, let me be really clear here. I don't suggest that you push people away if they don't believe what you believe. It's not so much about the specifics of what a person thinks or believes, but how you feel. How you feel when you connect with them and when you spend time with them. The energy that happens when two or more people come together, you create this incredible space of energy. You become the sum, greater than the sum of both of your parts. This is why, sometimes they say things like masterminds are incredible or, going to parties are incredible because when everyone comes together, theoretically, everyone is placing in their most amazing, uplifted vibes and intentions into the space. And everybody sort of adding to that pool, making this incredible, energetic soup that everyone gets to dance in. Now, if the person you're connecting with is contributing to the soup and you come in there and you start going, oh, I feel better, I feel more energized when I'm alone rather than when I come together with that person, it doesn't mean you don't love the person. It doesn't mean they're bad people. It doesn't even mean that they're doing something wrong or right. It just means that sometimes our trajectories will sometimes come together with certain people. Okay, sometimes they'll come together and we'll go along a path for a really long time, and that's the growth we needed in that moment. That's the person gave us what we needed, we gave them what we needed, but then maybe we reached that point of growth. And maybe once we reach that point of growth, they made a choice, a conscious choice or unconscious for themselves, that they want to start going this way. But you made a choice that this way sounds good to you. And what ends up happening is instead of accelerating each other's growth at this point, coming together doesn't feel as connecting because you're pointing this way and they're pointing this way. Now, a lot of times we don't give ourselves permission to end relationships unless something really bad has happened. We think, well, oh, I'm just a bad friend. I don't want to see them anymore, or I should really make an effort to see them. What I say to you is, if you think you need to make an effort to see someone in your life, ask yourself, why do I think I need to see them? What is the story I'm repeating, I'm telling myself? What's the story I'm telling myself in my head that says, you must see them? Why do I believe that I need to continue a relationship that isn't nurturing and nourishing me, and or nurturing and nourishing the other person? A few key things to ask yourself in any relationship is to get really clear. Am I continuing this relationship out of a sense of attachment or obligation, or because I think I should, or because I think I'm a bad person if I stop, or, because it's easier this way? Or are you choosing that relationship because it's life affirming, because it's expansive, because it's growing, because it inspires you and excites you? And what I would suggest is to take a really clear look at every single relationship in your life, whether it's a romantic one, whether it's a long-term friend, whether it's a short-term friend, whether it's people in the business or in the work you do, even with family. This is a big one. A lot of people think that with family, oh, well, they're my blood, I have to put up with them. And I say, well, that's a choice. That's a choice. And it's not right or wrong to choose to be with them. But don't do yourself the disservice of fooling yourself into thinking you have to do anything. Every single thing that you do and choose to do is built on a choice, whether it's a conscious choice or an unconscious choice. But you can make all choices conscious choices when you decide to clearly see where you're focusing your energy, and you begin the path of inquiry within yourself. Okay, why am I doing this? Why am I choosing this? And the cool thing about this path of inquiry is it doesn't have anything to do with judgment. It doesn't have to be about judging your choices, because you might even find, well, even if you discover like, oh wow, this relationship isn't serving me and I was still in it, then it was still a wonderful gift to be in that situation, because it brought you to the point of awareness that you are now for all current and future relationships moving forward. Every single experience has an inherent gift built within it. And it's not that we need to believe that we have to struggle to find these gifts. It's more like we get to remember in every moment. We get to remember that it's possible to make a new choice, no matter how ingrained, no matter how habitual, no matter how much we've been seemingly stuck in one pattern, in one relationship, in one situation. All that's necessary for you to shift is for you to start being conscious now about what you're choosing. It's incredible what happens when you're aware of it. You know what it reminds me of? When you see something, when you notice something, like maybe in a picture or in a movie or a show you watch, and someone goes, "Did you notice that?" And if you never noticed it before, you go, "Oh yeah, I did notice that." But now that you've noticed it, you can't unnotice it. A very popular one is the Wilhelm scream. I think I'm saying that right, the Wilhelm scream. And when you hear it, it's this clip, this stock noise that they sometimes play in movies, and it always sounds the same. It sounds like a guy going, "Ah!" And when you hear it once, you go, "Oh yeah." And then you start to hear it, and then from then on, anytime it's played in a movie, you always can pick it out. It's like it's been highlighted with a highlight marker. In the same way, when you start giving awareness to your choices, they stop shifting in the background and they start like popping out to you, which is such a gift, because then you can start making new conscious choices that are more in alignment with you and who you are in regards to your relationships, in regards to everything you do and choose. So, like I said in this video, all relationships are open to you to choose which ones you want. If you feel guilty about leaving a relationship because you don't think it's that bad, then really ask yourself, what am I demonstrating in my life that I'm worth? What am I telling life that I'm worthy of when I say yes to this? If it's not an all the way in yes, if you are not excited to see this person, if you're not thrilled, if you don't feel energized, then really ask yourself, what do I think I'm getting out of this relationship? What is it I think I'm getting? Begin that line of inquiry, and you might be shocked to see what you find emerge for you. And really, ultimately, all this inquiry leads you to freedom. So, if you found any value in this video, I encourage you to like it. Please do subscribe. I just love sharing these videos. Leave a comment if you have any questions. And of course, you can also visit my page at daniellelynn.com. I love putting up new episodes. I have a mailing list there that you can sign up for, and I love sending out messages. So again, remember, you get to choose the relationships in your life. You get to cultivate the life you want, and it all begins with awareness. I'm Danielle Lynn, and you are right where you need to be.